Looking at this scene, my eyes welled up with tears. In the city, if you crave a bunch of bananas, you just rush to the market or stop by the supermarket and swipe your card. But here, to carry those lush green bananas to the market to earn money, these small women have to bend their backs, pressing their bare toes firmly against the slippery road after the rain. Watching their weary gait, I suddenly realized how arduous life is in this mountainous region. Without vehicles or machinery, their bare feet and backs bear the burden of providing for their entire families. It's both heartbreaking and admirable how resilient they are amidst this towering, misty landscape. But looking closely at the footage, behind that hardship lies a very interesting truth that we might easily miss if we only glance at it. Did you notice how the carrying straps dug deep into their foreheads? Normally, when carrying heavy loads, we're used to wearing backpacks on both shoulders. So when you see people in the mountainous regions of South Asia using their foreheads to pull loads, many will surely exclaim, "Oh my God, that'll give you a terrible headache and a broken neck." But science proves the complete opposite. The rope draped across the forehead is called a tump line. From a biomechanical standpoint, this is an extremely clever survival transport technique. Instead of concentrating the weight on the shoulders, where many soft muscles are concentrated and prone to pain and injury, the tumble line distributes the weight of the load, sometimes up to 30 or 40 kilograms, directly down the vertical axis of the spine and legs. This is the most robust bone structure in the human body. In addition, when using their heads to hold the rope, their bodies are forced to lean slightly forward. This posture unintentionally creates a perfect balance, preventing them from falling backward while climbing the muddy, slippery slopes. This shows that behind this seemingly primitive and arduous image of labor lies a remarkable folk wisdom. It encapsulates the experience of countless generations of indigenous people, helping them overcome the harshness of the mountains and forests for hundreds of years. Understanding this, I appreciate even more these small but incredibly strong people. Watching the farmer immerse himself in the brackish water like this, my nose suddenly stung, and I felt a deep admiration for his patience. His clothes were soaking wet, clinging to his body, his bare back exposed to the elements, his hands constantly struggling with heavy, waterlogged bundles of wood. There were no roaring machines, no conveyor belts. Everything began and ended with human effort, with meticulous care. The rhythm of life in this riverside countryside felt slow, repetitive, yet incredibly resilient. For them, the water wasn't just for bathing, washing, or fishing. It was an open-air workshop sustaining an entire family. Seeing the man's sweat drip down and mingle with the vast river, I suddenly felt an immense appreciation for the simple, rustic things around me. Everything made by calloused hands always carried a strange warmth. Thinking about this, I suddenly realized that many people glancing at this scene might find it a bit confusing. What are they doing with the pile of dry firewood underwater? Let's discuss it a little. Many viewers will probably wonder, why is he soaking those pieces of firewood in the water? How can he burn them when they're wet? Actually, these aren't firewood at all. They're jute stalks, an extremely common crop, and a vital source of income for millions of farmers in the South Asian Delta region. You know why they endure the hardship of submerging these bundles of stalks in water for hours to bury them in the mud? This process is called retting in the trade. Nature here is amazing. When the jute stalks are submerged in water, microorganisms and bacteria in the river slowly erode the hard outer layer and the sticky substance. About 1 to 2 weeks later, the farmers can easily peel back the golden, supple jute fibers hidden deep within the core by hand. These fibers, after drying, are woven into burlap sacks for carrying rice, soft mats, or sturdy ropes that we use daily at home. It turns out that Mother Nature not only provides them with fish and shrimp, but this river also acts as an unpaid, silent assistant worker, silently helping people create these products. Looking at it this way, one can see that behind a rough, seemingly cheap rope found in the market lies a process steeped in sweat and the absolute reliance on the water of these gentle farmers. Wow, just looking at this little girl in the yellow shirt turning on the tap to wash her face makes me feel so refreshed. No need for a shiny porcelain sink or fancy shower. Just standing in the open air, turning on the tap, letting the water gush out, and then splashing it on my face is instantly invigorating. The way she closes her eyes and uses her tiny hands to wipe her wet face is so adorable. Life in these South Asian mountains is so simple and rustic. Children grow up carefree and innocent, surrounded by plants and nature, with clean water readily available from the streams. Amidst all the hustle and bustle, seeing such simple, Pure images makes my head feel light and cheerful, and I no longer feel tired at all. Looking at this little girl, I suddenly remember how I was just like that when I was little. Every midday, under the scorching sun, I'd drag my friends out to play, running and jumping until we were drenched in sweat. When we got home, we'd run straight to the water tap in the yard, turn it on, and splash our faces in. Oh, it was so cool and refreshing. Even in this remote mountainous area, children might lack electronic toys or luxurious amenities, but the joy and innocence of being by the cool, refreshing water is something every child surely experiences. I suddenly feel so nostalgic for those carefree times. If any of you watching this video feel nostalgic for your childhood like I do, please leave a heart emoji. Watching the old woman stooping to scoop up each ladleful of stream water was so touching. Surrounded by rough, rocky terrain, she sat calmly, scooping water cautiously as if afraid of spilling a single drop. The plastic containers and bottles scattered on the rocks were undoubtedly recycled, faded, and dented. Yet the locals here carefully preserved them like treasures. In this remote, mountainous region of South Asia, there's no such thing as a tap with gushing water. The natural stream is the lifeblood sustaining the entire village. Their patience and careful conservation of each drop of natural water radiates the simple beauty of people living in harmony with the mountains and forests. They may not possess many valuable possessions, but they deeply cherish what nature provides. Seeing this scene brings a sense of peace and reminds me to be more thrifty and less wasteful. Everyone, please take a moment to observe the old woman's hands as she scoops the water. It's just a very gentle, careful pouring motion, pouring tiny amounts into an old plastic bottle, but it moved me deeply. That small detail reveals a way of life deeply rooted in nature, a tradition of the indigenous people in the mountainous regions of South Asia. In a place where piped water is a luxury, each drop of cool, fresh spring water, filtered through the rocks, is the lifeblood of an entire family. Looking at those dented, yellowed plastic bottles and containers, you can tell she's reused them countless times. We city dwellers throw our empty water bottles straight into the trash, but here, they are crucial tools for storing water. The meticulous act of cherishing each drop of water is not simply a daily habit, but embodies the patience and perseverance passed down through generations in this pristine land. Watching these simple, tranquil scenes makes one feel so much lighter. It's true that the more you travel and see, the more you realize that even amidst hardship and scarcity, the farmers still maintain an incredibly meticulous and endearing nature. Does anyone else, after watching this, suddenly crave a sip of cool, sweet spring water like I do? That's all for today's video, everyone. Thank you for watching the whole clip. If you found it relaxing and interesting, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a lively comment below. Wishing you all a very happy and energetic day. Goodbye and see you again. Bye-bye.